Good afternoon everyone and welcome to today's webinar. For those of you new to our webinar series, my name is Mike and today we'll be going through some new features on our PrimaGO web store. On the live chat we do have Ollie, so if you've got any questions during the session, just pop them in the chat and Ollie will do his best to help out. Alternatively, we will be hanging around for a little bit at the end if you want to have any questions answered then. So as I said, we're going to be going through some new features that have been put into the PrimaGO control panel as well as the web store. So there's some good things in here. There's going to be sort of little changes, but things that hopefully will be very, very useful to you when you're trying to market and actually attract your customers and potential customers to the site. So the very first thing that some of our existing customers may notice, especially if you've been going on to the control panel as of late, is this brand new login page. So there's been a bit of a change to this. It looks a lot more modern now and fits in with sort of some other control panels throughout the industry and for e-commerce sites alike. And we do have some information on our sort of corporate Prima Edge site if you're ever interested in that. So there's a link there for you to click through if you are interested in having a corporate site. But it's just a bit of a more modern and fresh look for you to log into. So that's a bit of a change that's gone in there. And basically we'll just log in and we'll continue with the other sort of things that have changed. So if we just log in, within the actual dashboard, when you log in at first, you'll be met with this dashboard page, and there has been a slight change to this. Some of you may have noticed, some of you may not, but just down at the very bottom, the actual sort of dashboard that was set up has been changed. So there were sort of all preset options within here that you could go through and use and set up in the order that they were set. But there's been a change in this latest version to where you can actually customize this yourself. So using this green plus button here, you can go through and you can actually set up your own sort of dashboard statistics for you to monitor in your store. So whether that be how many banner clicks that you've got, how many hits you've had per country, some of the latest change logs, and then a lot of sort of sales statistics. So if you're not too bothered about sort of the latest change logs that have gone in or sort of how many hits you're getting per country, you can just set it so that you've got the key information you want, such as top selling brands, whatever it might be that you want. From the data source, you can just select which one of this information you want to show on your dashboard, which is more relevant to you. You can give it a name, so top brands. We can give it a width, so basically we can either use the full width that we've got this going across, or if you only want it to split and sort of have half, you can give it 50%, 10%, whatever it might be from this width option here. So we'll just select 50% for the time being. Position, you can specify where it'll go. So if we want this to be the very first one that we've got, we can select first, or we can move it to the left, move it to the right, whatever it might be. You've got some text there for the buttons. It's optional, doesn't have to be in there. It just shows you with a button of some text to refresh. If we hit this add, it'll then save that sort of dashboard module for us to use. So we've just added in the top brands, so we can see on this test store that we've got sort of all the top brands that have been put through on orders, and with your site, this will probably be more relevant to you, especially after you've been using the store for a while, because you'll be able to come in here and easily see sort of what brands you're actually doing well in, and if there's anything that you want to push, anything that you make a little bit more margin on, you can come into it and see if your efforts have actually been working through your store to advertise them more. So with that, you can add as many as you want into there. You can customize them to whatever you fit and whatever relevance that you want. So that's certainly something to take a little bit of a look into. The next thing that's actually been put in, which is quite a useful feature if you're not a company that likes to charge your customers sort of delivery charges on the web store, and that is against the contacts. So if I just go into Prima, so if we just go into the company, so we've got a test company set up in here, so it would be companies. If we actually go into this company, let's drag this over, and then against the contact, so you can actually set this by contact, by location. So if there's you've got quite a far away location for a customer that you want to sort of set a minimum order for because it'll cost you so much in delivery, then you can set up within this web access tab. A minimum order value. So, if you're not someone that wants to charge delivery, you can specify, well, you've got to at least order over £50, £30, wherever it might be, against your contacts. And then what'll happen is if your customer tries and places an order, if we just go back online, just log in. If your customer does try and place an order with that minimum value, so we've already got an item added to the basket. So if we actually click into your basket, it'll notify you that the order will require authorising. So that'll be by yourselves, as in you and the dealer, because you've not met your minimum order value. So if you do have your customers set up to be sort of auto-authorised from the web store, it won't actually auto-authorise and push through. Because they've not met their order value. So then it's up to yourselves whether you sort of say, well, you've not met your order value, we can't process that, we'll have to put a delivery charge on. Or if they do meet it, then you haven't got a problem, just push through into your system and they'll have met the criteria that you want. So that's something that was quite heavily requested, because we've got the max in there and then we've got the minimum now. So it's something that'll be really useful, especially when you're trying to make sort of life easier for your customers and easier for yourselves as well. So rather than sort of delivering quite a lot of small orders, you can at least try and upsell, and customer goes, all right, okay, well actually I have 2 boxes of that paper because it'll push it up over the threshold that we've got. So it's just little things like that will hopefully help you out and help your customers. The next option that we do have, which is something that I'm sure will be of sort of quite a lot of relevance, is actually against your image collections and your modules. And basically something that was asked was if we can track whether our banner gets clicks, or how sort of whether there's any conversion from that. So if we go into content and image collections, and then if we just click into any image collection that's actually live, against it we have this option here for clicks. So what this will do is when you've got links set up and whatever it might be that you want to use, whether it's linking to a page, an alternative site, a product, an offer, it will actually track how many times that's been clicked and when it was last clicked. So if you're using quite a big banner such as this, is if I go back to this home page, we've got quite a big banner here that's rotating and moving. So if you've got multiple images on there, it may be that one offer's getting more clicks than another, but you're trying to push in it and push on a certain image in there. And using this, you can actually analyse how well each image is doing. So you can see how many times one image has been clicked, how many times another has, and using that you can actually see if you've got any form of conversions with that image to see if actually worthwhile using that image, or if there's anything that needs to be changed. So coming into image collections and checking that ever so often will be really useful. You can also set it up within the dashboard as a custom dashboard tile. So what we've just been through at the very start, there is an option in there for dashboard for banner clicks. So if you wanted to be able to see it directly from there, you can set that up. But something that will be of use to you when you're running your special offers. The next section that we're going to be going through is the style on the store. So if you've not actually customized your web store that often, and it's just to say that the standard setup that we give you, you can actually customize the look and feel from this style section within the control panel. And if you've not been in this section for quite a long time, it has changed quite a lot. There'll be some new options in here that you'll be able to see, as well as some new sections for you to customize. So along the left hand side, we've got each option within here that you can actually customize. So you can customize whether you want it to be the color of the menu, the color of the modules, color of the buttons, and then to actually help you out so you understand sort of which sections these images have been put in here as a bit of a help. So you can see, well, if I'm going to be customizing the color of the buttons, it's going to be these types that it's going to be changing. So the plus and minus options on the quantities. If we go into the product, certain things like the add to basket button will be covered, will be coloured in. So it's all things like this that you can easily customize and change the colour of, and it'll give a complete different look to your store, and it'll make it a little bit easier for you to actually customize, knowing which sections are being customized. Now, there is also another section that's been changed on this. If I click this live edit button, this opens up your web store in a bit of an admin mode, basically, so you can actually live change and actually see and visualize your store as it's being changed. And on the left hand side, we've got the option to customize the style as well. So apart from the fact that we can use this edit to move it sort of up, down, bottom, right, left, and visually move modules, we can also use the menu on the left hand side to customize the site and actually see, well, in fact, if I'm going to be changing the menu, I'm going to be changing this black color to be whatever color sort of I drag and drop in here. So it's always something to worthwhile and just actually go through and see, well, is there any bit of the store that doesn't actually fit right with the style? Can I change sort of this module's color? Can I change the buttons color? Can I change the page color? All them different sections are there for you to play with. Okay, so that's the style. You've got the option to actually change it in a live edit or to change it within the control panel here. One last option that you do have in here is the option to generate a brand new background image. So the current background image you see here is just sort of the blue at the very top. Then you've got the white and grey. Some customers may have just grey, white and grey. Other customers may have completely white. But changing the background colour can give your store a complete sort of new look, and it's just a case of selecting the three colours that you want. So it could be, say, red, white and white, so it's just a red sort of header and white all the way down. But having a play about with that will be sort of certainly useful to those that want to change the look of the store sort of very easily. Okay. The next thing that's been put in, not many people, this is sort of as of the latest version, and it's some more settings against the actual contact. So this isn't within the web access tab against the contact itself. It's something that's set up on the web store on the control panel. So if we go into customers companies, a lot of this section has been changed. So this is actually where you set up your customers logos now as well. So if you're someone that uses the customer logos to actually put sort of as it says, your customer's logo on the store, so it's a bit more personalised for them, it's set up within this sort of logo section here. You can actually add personal messages to your customers, so when they log in, if you hit add new message, you can type in a message into this box, especially if it's someone like a new customer that's going to be using the store for the first time. You can put in a bit of a personal message there, and then when they do log in between the start and end date, they will see that message, and it gives it a bit more personal feel. It could be that, thanks for choosing sort of our stationery company, our office supplies company for your business. If you've got any questions, contact us on such and such. Things like that will go a long way when you sort of winning a customer over. It'll show them that you actually want them to use your business and you're happy for them to be using it. So it's just things like that you can use on the store that'll help. But the company logos have also changed into this section rather than being a section on its own. So if that's something that you use, then it's within this customers and companies section. And then the very final tab that we've got in here is the contacts. So it's all contacts against that company. If I click into this settings button here, we've got even more options against that specific contact. So if you've got one company that always wants to see the prices with or without VAT, options within the basket. So you've got options to prevent customers from placing orders if the amount exceed the monthly budget. If you've got that set up, especially order limits and minimum order limits as well. So if you want, as we went through the minimum order before, if you don't want the customer to actually be able to place an order if it's under the minimum limit, you can actually turn that option on in here rather than it coming through but not authorizing. So it's something to be aware of within the contact itself here. And then finally, you've got the option for my account. So you've got options to enable and disable the ability to update certain settings, to view settings, update home pages, and then managing addresses. So it's something that if you've got some customers that want a bit more flexibility on their account, you can come to this section, actually grant that flexibility, and or if you want to go the opposite way and take things away from them, so you want it to be more strict with your order values. You can't place an order if it's under your minimum or order limit you've got to be over, then you can do contact by contact here. Okay, so on the next option we're going through, something that's been recently added. You may have just seen it if you were sort of one of our eagle-eyed viewers in the image collections, and and it is a relatively new option. So we've gone to Content Image Collections, and actually within the image collections themselves, we have an option to generate a link here rather than just putting in your standard URL. And especially for the web address, we now have the option to select a page. So rather than you having to go to your site, find the page, find which one you want, from this drop down you can actually select which page that you want it to go through. And it's not just pages that are on here. If you've got, say, like a catalog document that you've uploaded to the file manager in the documents section, it will actually show the PDF on here. So if you have a catalog online, you can upload the PDF potentially to the web store, and then it's download our latest catalog from here, and you can link it directly to the document and it'll open up. So it'll be really useful, especially if you're looking to link specific pages to certain images that you've got, or even documents. It makes it a little bit quicker than going around the site, finding which page you want, copying the link and actually pasting it into here. So it's certainly something that will be of use. And then a couple more options in here. The next one is within the content and page layout. So there has been a change to the way that you add this has been in for a little while, but the way that you add your modules within this page layout section. So if I actually just go into contents page layout and go to set up a module, if I click into the home page, the actual look of this page has changed a little bit, and we go into this tab here, page modules, to actually set the modules up. Now within these modules here, if the module is live, it will highlight green, as these all are here. It will sort of nullify grey if it's not actually ticked with this option here to be shown on the store. To add the new one in, we can click into any of these green buttons, and it'll create sort of a new option for us at the bottom. And then from that drop down, it's just a case of selecting which relevant sort of module we want to select. Now, using this arrow button, we can drag and drop and actually place the module wherever we want. So we want to put it on the bottom, we can. If we want to drag it to the right, we can. If we want it to go in between these certain options here, it's just a case of taking the arrow, dragging it and dropping it, and placing it exactly where you want, rather than using the old way of using the indexes. It's drag and drop, makes it a lot more quicker for you to actually add a module to your site and move it around quicker and put it exactly where you want. Now, a similar thing has been added to the home categories and navigation menu. So if you're someone that actually makes use of if I just scroll down, the view our product range within your web store, if you've got quite a lot of module sort of product groups on there, and as well as your navigation group, potentially in the past, if you want them to get them a specific order, it may have taken a little bit of time to get the indexes right, so to order them in the way that you used to with the numbers. But now if we go into products and say home categories, we can drag and drop these as well. So we can place these in exactly what order we want by dragging and dropping, and once we've let go, it'll actually save automatically. And that's in the home categories under products and navigation menus as well. So if you want to order your navigation menu in a specific order, you can do the exact same as well. So that's something that's changed. The final thing that we'll be covering is a slight change that hopefully just help you out a little bit within the content and modules section. So you may have noticed this, but the modules are now grouped into 4 groups. And the reason this has been done is because they've been put into groups that in a similar setup. So you set all your images up in a similar way. So hopefully, if you know how to set up a banner, because it's in the same group as the likes of the image and the slideshow, you may be able to go through and actually set them up in a similar way. Same goes for all your products. Anything that's related to setting up advertising products, marketing certain products, is within this section. Again, they're all set up in a similar way. And then we've got the likes of the social media, and then miscellaneous, because there are a few different things within there, so they're in the group of their own. But there's a few useful features sort of that have gone in. Just to recap, we've sort of had a bit of an overhaul of the look of the actual control panel, starting with the login page and a few sections within here within the control panel itself. We've put in sort of the min and max order values. Max is already there, but the minimum is sort of brand new to the latest versions, so you can actually use that for your customers online. Within the contact, we've got customizable dashboard tiles that you can add in to view things like banner clicks, top brands, etc. We've got brand new style options that you can go through, which is done through the control panel of style or in the live edit. We've got some brand new options for the customer contacts that you can set up and be more flexible with. We've added new link options within the image collection, and then we've added the drag and drop modules, home categories and navigation menus to make it easier for you to customize the store in a way that you want. And then the final option we've just been through is the modules. If you do have any questions about the web, about any of the web store, we will be hanging around for a little while at the end. But if you want some more one-to-one training on the control panel or the web store in general, please contact training at Prima Software or our customer service team, and we're more than happy to discuss some training packages, or you can book in a training session through them avenues as well. But apart from that, I hope you have enjoyed the session and have a lovely weekend.